Have you ever noticed that worry always shows up with a good excuse? It doesn't arrive saying, "Hey, I'm here to bother you." It arrives saying, "Hey, we need to talk. You gotta prepare for something. You need to be prepared." And you believe in it. Because worrying feels responsible many times. It even feels negligent not to worry. And so there you are at 2 in the morning, staring at the ceiling and mentally rehearsing conversations that may never happen, calculating problems that may never exist, preparing for a future your mind invented. Has that ever happened to you? Or maybe if you prepared yourself for a thought situation and a hard person to have a conversation with, and you have all the plan A, plan B, and I will say this if she says that. And when time comes, the conversation that just flows and nothing that you had prepared actually happened. It was so easy and they talked easily and it was so easy and you just wasted your time preparing yourself for that conversation. So if this ever happened to you, what I'm going to show you today will completely change the way you understand worry. And this is not about thinking positive, it's not about ignoring your problems. It's about understanding what's really happening when your mind goes into that mode and why it drains so much of your energy. So stay with me. I'm Pono Whisper, and this video is kinda 12 minutes, and that could be worth years of unnecessary suffering. Most people don't worry because they enjoy worrying. We worry because it feels like we are doing something. It's as if worry were a form of working, of taking action, of being prepared. But here's the question nobody asks: does worry actually solve anything? Think about it. When you stayed up until 3 in the morning worrying about that situation at work, that relationship, that bill to pay, was the problem solved while you were worrying? Most of the time, no. What happened was that you showed up the next day exhausted, anxious, with less clarity to make decisions. And the problem was still there. Worry tricks us because it feels like action, but it is not action. It's a mental rehearsal of catastrophes. And there's something even more subtle happening here, and it's something that most people never notice. Worry isn't really about the future, it's an activity that's happening right now. Manawa principle. Let me explain this. When you worry, what are you actually doing? Concretely, truly, you are directing your attention right now, in this moment, toward a set of images, scenarios, and stories about what might go wrong. You are imagining losses, imagining failures, imagining situations that may never happen. And here's the crucial point: your mind doesn't distinguish very well between what's real and what's imagined. When you watch a horror movie, your heart races, your muscles tense, your hands sweat, but there's no monster in the room. The same thing happens with worry. You imagine the bad scenario in enough detail, and your body starts responding as if it were happening right now. That's why worry feels so real. That's why it feels so urgent, because it produces genuine physical sensations, genuine emotions, just based on possibilities, not on actual events. It's as if you were paying the emotional price for a problem that may never even show up. And the more you do this, the stronger that mental pathway becomes. The mind gets trained to automatically go to the worst case scenario, always. to look for danger, to stay on alert. There's an ancient wisdom that describes this dynamic in a very simple way. In Huna philosophy, a Hawaiian wisdom, there's a principle called Makia, and it says this: energy flows where attention goes. Energy flows where attention goes, not as a warning or a command, as a simple observation about how attention works. Makia is not mysticism, it's the mechanics of the mind. Everything you consistently focus on gains momentum, gains weight, expands, gains emotional presence in your life. If you keep directing your attention toward everything that could go wrong, your perception of the world starts to be filtered through that lens. You begin to notice more threats, to interpret more situations as dangerous, to feel anxiety as your default state, not because you are weak or because something is wrong with you, but because that's how attention works. You've trained your mind into this pattern. And here's the good news: if it's possible to train the mind to worry, it's possible to retrain it. But, and this is important, it doesn't work by trying to fight the worry. When you try to push worry away, when you get angry at it and you say, like, stop, don't think about that, what happens? It gets stronger because now you are focusing your attention on it. And look, resistance is also attention. It's like when I ask you not to think about a green elephant. Don't think about a green elephant. So, you thought about it, didn't you? Well, what works is different, and it's much simpler than it seems. But before we continue, if this is resonating with you, if you are recognizing these patterns in your own life, do me a favor, please. Click on the subscribe button below, because what's coming in the next few minutes, the actual practice, the tool you will be able to use today, it's something that completely worth subscribing. So, if resistance doesn't work, what does? The first thing is to notice, simply notice, without judgment. That worry has appeared. Not like, there I go worrying again. My gosh. But actually, a genuinely curious observation like, oh, look, worry showed up. Interesting. What it is asking my attention to do. When you do that, this observation, that creates a distance, a tiny distance between you and the thought. And in that distance, there's room for choice. The second thing is to redirect your attention, not to force the worry to disappear, but as a way to redistribute energy. You're changing your focus of attention. And this can be very small, like bringing attention back to your breath, to a sensation in your body, to something that is present right now, to something that feels stable or grounding. If the worry arises, then you just shift your attention to the place where you are or something else to ground yourself and realize that you can redirect your energy to other points and send your energy to other aspects of your life. It's not like a technique to cure anxiety, but like a reminder that beyond the story of worry, there's a present moment. And that moment is okay. Most of the time, at this present moment, everything is fine. So, the third thing, and this one is important, is to work with what's underneath the worry. Because worry is always covering something: a fear, a hurt, an old belief that things always goes wrong, a pattern inherited from your childhood. Anyway, this is where I want to introduce you to something that has helped many, many people. Ho'oponopono. This is a Hawaiian practice of healing, reconciliation, repentance. Originally, it was used to resolve conflicts within families and communities, but in this more modern form, especially as taught by Dr. Lind, it becomes an inner practice, a way to clean the patterns that are operating beneath the surface. The core idea is simple. Everything that shows up in your experience, including worry, anxiety, repetitive fears, is connected to memories and patterns we carry. We created them, they are in our subconscious mind, and those patterns can be released. So you are asking the divine creator to clean in you, in your subconscious, the memories within you that are contributing to the perceived problem. In this case, worry. Okay, so the practice uses four phrases, just four. For now, we are using these four phrases, and they are directed not at the external problem, but at your own mind, in your own identity, in your own memory bank, in your own inner field. So, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. That's simple. But the real transformation comes when you practice with genuine intention of let go, making peace, reaching balance, harmony. And I'm inviting you now to do an exercise with me, just a few minutes. So I invite you to close your eyes or leave them opened, whichever you prefer, and inhale and exhale, and let go the fear, let go the tension. Inhale and exhale. And first, bring to your mind a worry that has been showing up for you lately. It doesn't have to be the biggest or most frightening one. It can be something everyday. Just let it surface. Notice where it shows up in your body. Maybe as an image, or a tightness in your chest, a tension in your shoulders, a knot in your stomach. I don't know. Do not try to change anything, just notice it. Bring this worry, maybe like flashes of images or people, and instead of fighting this feeling, instead of analyzing it or trying to fix the situation, you are simply going to direct these four phrases inward, toward that part of you that's carrying this tension. You are asking divinity to erase in you the memories that are within yourself that are contributing to this worry. So take a deep breath with this image in your mind or the sensation in your body and say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry for this pattern. I'm sorry for this memory. I'm sorry for this belief. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for the chance to notice this pattern. Thank you for the chance to be present. Thank you to be able to choose differently now. I love you. I love you. You say, I love you to yourself, to that part of you that has been trying to protect you, even in ways that are no longer needed. And repeat with me, I am ready to let this thought go. I'm ready to open myself to the solutions that already exist. I no longer need to carry this worry. I can release it, and the perfect, ideal solution will come sooner than I imagine. I open myself to solutions. I open myself to resolution. I let go of the worry and place my attention on the solution. I am present and receptive to inspiration. I choose to live in love. I choose to return to zero. Breathe and notice what has shifted. It may be very subtle, small lightness. If you close your eyes, you can open them now. You are opening a little more space, a sense that you are not just worried. You are the one who observes it. And that's it. In this state of void, of zero, from here, inspiration will arise. Stand in this void, in this silence, and direct your attention to the solution, and the solution that already exists will pop up in your mind from this state of zero. Choose to live in love. I would like to hear from you on the comments below if you are feeling, I don't know, a small lightness, a little more space, if you are feeling more relaxed. Just let me know. This is a glimpse of what Ho'oponopono can do. Now imagine practicing this with depth, with structure, with a clear path of transformation. In my Ho'oponopono in 4 steps course, you will learn to use these 4 phrases not just as a mantra, but as a real tool for emotional clearing. You will understand each step, the reason behind each phrase, and how to apply this to every situations in your life, in your relationships, at work, in the fears that show up. You will have much more clarity of the next steps. Not because the problems will disappear, but your relationship with them will change completely. If this resonates with you, the link to the course is right below in the description. Take a look, read it with an open mind, and if it feels right, I'd love to meet you inside. Regardless of anything else, mahalo for staying here until the end, for allowing yourself to feel a little, for paying attention not to the problem but to how you are relating to it. That's already transformation. I see you in the next video. Mahalo no i.